Hello children, hello everybody, I'm Sam and today we're in Blackburn in Lancashire, which is in the northwest of England. Now, as you can see, we're surrounded by lovely cows. So if you hear any mooing, it's not coming from me. We're here to find out all about how these lovely ladies make milk for us to drink. Our guide for today is Graham, and he's the dairy farmer here. He's in charge of making sure these cows get everything they need so that they make the lovely milk for us. Graham, thank you so much for having us here on the farm.
Thank you very much, welcome.
Now, this is a normal day for you, the average day in the life of a dairy farmer. It has been so exciting here, children, so far this morning. What has happened here, Graham, today?
Well, this morning, just as you arrived, Mary chose to have a baby calf.
That's perfect timing. I never ever thought I would see a baby calf being born, and it was so exciting and amazing how quickly the calf got up on its feet and started suckling the milk.
Within an hour, they're up and drinking. They need the colostrum, the first drink of life.
Well, milk is really, really important, isn't it? Not just for the cows, but for all of us.
It's true that everybody needs milk, the first feed, and all through the early part of the life, all through the life.
Fantastic. Well, it has been exciting already this morning. So I've got a feeling that this online field trip is going to be a really good one. So what are we going to see here, Graham, today?
Hopefully we'll learn how the cows are kept on the farm, where they're kept, where they lie, how they look after, they commute with each other. How we can keep our cows to produce a happy, healthy milk for you.
Fantastic. So really the whole process. Let's find out who we have taking part today on this online field trip. Let's go over to Corrie Primary School, first of all, in Denton, where Miss Scott's class is taking part. Hello, children. Hi. It's great to have you all taking part. Let's go to Ainsley Primary School now in London, where Mr. Bethel's class is taking part. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Fantastic. Let's go over to Moorside Primary School now, where Miss Goodman's class is taking part. They're in Manchester. Hello, children.
Hello.
Hello. Hello. And I have to say a special hello as well to the exchange students we have joining that class today, all the way from Greece, Poland and Spain. Welcome, and I hope you enjoy today's online field trip. And finally, let's go to a Greswell Primary School in Manchester, where Miss Goodison's class is taking part. Hello, children. Yeah. Hello, everybody. It's great to have you all watching and learning with us today. We're going to learn all about milk. I think the best place to start, though, is to find out a little bit more about our guide, because Graham's got a very exciting job. So, Graham, how long have you been working as a farmer for?
I've been a farmer now for 30 years. Before I was a dairy farmer with cows, I used to milk 200 goats.
Oh, so you've done goats as well?
I did. I thought I enjoyed the goats, but I enjoy the cows more.
And which is the easiest one? Did you move from goats to cows because it was easier, or?
No, they're both the same, but it's just the more interesting cows.
Fantastic. And does all the milk that we drink come from cows, and I guess goats as well, or?
Well, 98% of all the milk consumed in England is from cows.
From cows, so they're very, very important. Whereabouts are we on the farm? Because there's only a small number of cows behind us. This is an important section.
This is a very important section. This is the maternity unit, or a calving area that we call it. The cows come in here for 2 days before they have the babies, so we can give them special attention.
Fantastic. Well, I can't wait to meet the rest of the cows. This bunch is a really lovely bunch, but I can't wait to go, because you've named them all, haven't you, Graham, as well?
They've all got names. They're all like work colleagues and friends to us.
It's fantastic. So we are going to learn all about cows and milk throughout the course of this online field trip. But I know many of you have all been making use of all the stuff we have online. We've got resources and information about milk on the website, and you have been swatting up already. So I think we should put you to the test, don't you, Graham?
Sounds like a great idea.
Let's go over to Corrie Primary School and find out what you've learnt already. Who do we have there, Miss Scott?
Mary. A cow produces 48 pints a day.
That's a great fact. So a cow produces 48 pints of milk a day, Graham.
On this farm, they produce an average of 48 pints a day, but traditionally across the country, no. They vary from farm to farm.
You produce quite a lot. They produce quite a lot of milk on here, because
Yeah,
you've got a great milking system. We're going to take a look at the milking system, children, in a little while. It's really technical and brilliant. Great fact. Let's get another fact from Corrie Primary.
What, Lewis? There are many different types of milk.
So there are many different types of milk, Graham, aren't there? As you said, not just cow's milk.
There's lots of different types. There's cow's milk, goat's milk, sheep milk, buffalo milk, and then there's alternative milks,
And
derivatives.
alternative milks. Fantastic, that's a really great fact. Let's get another one from Corrie Primary School.
Milk is a source of calcium to keep the bones and teeth healthy.
That's a really good one, a nutrition one there, Graham. So milk's a source of calcium to keep your bones nice and healthy and strong. Okay, let's get the last fact from Corrie Primary School now.
Cows like to be milked to relieve extra weight.
That's a really good one. Is this true, Graham? Then cows like to be milked to relieve extra weight?
They want to get rid of all the extra pressure because it's uncomfortable for them. So, yeah,
Great.
correct.
Are you impressed with those facts?
I'm very impressed. You can also do my job.
We have got some budding cow and milk experts there. Let's find out some more. So tell me a little bit about the cows here, Graham. Are they all female cows because they're milked?
Yep, all cows that produce milk have got to be female because they have to have a calf before they start producing milk. So it's the same as with human beings, they've got to have a baby before they start producing milk.
Fantastic. And they all look quite big, especially one just there. How much do they weigh?
Most of the adult cows will average 680 kilograms.
Fantastic. And do they grow any bigger than that? Is that how big they
Our
they
biggest cow that we've sold was just over 1 tonne.
Whoa! That's big. I'm surprised the legs carried that cow.
They won't like it on your toe.
Exactly. And when do they start producing milk?
Well, they usually start around 2.5 years old, but after they've had the first calf.
Fantastic. Well, I'm asking lots of questions, and as I said, our children have been learning a lot about milk already, and you've taught us already, Graham, in this short amount of time about milk. So let's find out if our children have any questions now for you. Let's go over to Corrie Primary School. Miss Scott's class, do you have any questions for Graham?
Abby, what do you like about your job?
What do you like about your job, Graham? That's a good one.
Yeah, fantastic question. Every day is a different challenge and different situations to get over. Yeah, everything we do and see around us is just pleasurable.
Every day is different, you know. You
Every
can't
day.
prepare, can you? Like we found out today. I was like, oh, who's going to help the cow give birth? Great question. Do we have another question for Graham?
What does a typical day involve?
That's a great question. I'm guessing there's no typical day, but on an average day, what would you get up to, Graham? What's your typical day?
Oh, depending on what time of year it is. Every day we've got to check if there's cows calving because we calve cows every year. Throughout the spring and summer we've got to prepare the fields for making the silage and hay that you see before you for the winter time. And then through the winter time it's just making sure that the cows are healthy and all their needs are dealt with.
Fantastic. Great questions, Corrie Primary. Let's go over to Ainsley Primary now and see if Mr. Bethel's children have got any questions for Graham.
All right, go Simran.
How much milk does one cow produce every day?
Great questions. How much milk does one cow produce in a day?
Well, our best cow is producing just over 100 pints a day.
Wow, you have one cow producing 100 pints a day.
We do,
That is a
yeah.
lot of milk for one cow. That's fantastic. Do you have another question for Ainsley Primary?
At what age does a cow start getting milked?
Really great question. So at what age does the cow start producing milk, Graham?
They generally start about 2.5 years old, but they've got to have the first calf first.
Oh,
So
okay.
some of them get to 3 years old before they have the first baby.
Okay, as soon as they have the baby, then the milk comes in, and that's when they start
That's
the
when it's
milking
got-
process.
Yep.
Fantastic, great questions, everybody. It's time to learn more about milk now. This is a short video all about how it's made. Enjoy.
How do cows make milk? Most of the milk that we drink comes from cows. The female cows produce the milk to feed their young, and it contains all the nutrients that they need to grow. Each cow can make about 35 pints of milk every day. That's the same as 20 litres. The cows eat about 50 kilograms of food every day. Lovely fresh green grass during the summer months, and silage throughout the winter. Silage is a kind of preserved grass. It can be made with maize and other crops the farmer has grown in the summer months when the weather is warm. They also need to drink a lot of water. Cows will drink up to a whole bath's worth of water every day. Cows are ruminants, which means they're a type of mammal that eats their food more than once. Once they've chewed and swallowed the grass, it passes through 2 of the cow's 4 stomachs, where water is added and it begins to break down. This takes about 2 hours. It's then regurgitated, which means that it is pushed back up into the cow's mouth. This substance is called cud, and it's chewed 40 to 60 times before being swallowed a second time. The cud then passes through the cow's final 2 stomachs. After the cow has eaten the food twice, all the nutrients are fully absorbed and can now be turned into lovely milk. The cow's milk is stored here in her udders. At this farm, the cows are milked twice a day, once in the morning and once in the afternoon. The farmer attaches a milking machine to the cow's udders like this, and the milk is then gently squeezed out. These tubes take it to a tank, where it is stored below 4.5 degrees Celsius to keep it fresh. It's kept here nice and chilled until it's collected by a milk tanker and then taken to the dairy to be pasteurised and bottled ready for you to drink.
Welcome back. We hope you enjoyed that video, watching how the cows get milked. And we've moved now into the place where Graham's cows get milked. It's a little bit different to what we saw in the video though, Graham. This is a very technical contraption before us. Tell us what's happening.
This is just a voluntary milking system, or cow liberation as we call it now, because the cows choose when they want to be milked, not like what they showed on the video where they get milked twice a day. The cows they come into the machine, as you can see, the cow wants to come in. All the information about the cow is kept in the transponder at the bottom of the collar. So as the cow walks through into the robot, the robot will identify the cow, and then it will start the milking process.
Fantastic. So it's amazing. The name of the cow comes up on the machine, and all the details about the cow comes up as well. And what's the first thing that happens when the cow gets inside the machine?
The cow, as soon as the cow walks in, it gets identified, and then it starts and washes each of the 4 teats and dries it with warm air.
It washes the teats just to make sure it's all nice and clean.
Prior to putting the milking unit on and making sure it's nice and clean and the milk's wholesome for us to drink.
And so how does it know exactly where the teats are?
We teach the robot originally where the coordinates are, and then a little laser helps it find its way.
And I'm guessing that the cows, they come in by choice, and this cow looks very relaxed. It can't hurt the cows at all, can it?
No, the cows are loving it. They actually love it. They want to get relieved of the milk, and they get the added inspiration of the proving as well.
That's absolutely fantastic. And so I'm guessing before all of this, we used to hand milk cows. It used to take a very long time.
It did, and in a few minutes, hopefully, you'll get a chance of doing that.
Can I milk a cow?
We hope so.
Oh my gosh, I can't promise that I'm going to get as much milk out as this technical machine is, but I would love to try that.
That's fantastic. Shall we go through to see?
Yeah, let's go and see. So do the cows just hang out in here, and it's a bit of a form and orderly queue situation, is it, for when they want to be milked?
The cows generally commute in here prior to coming in for milking, prior to waiting for coming in for milking. They're quite a communal animal, so they like to be amongst them with each other, just waiting time and passing the time of day waiting to be milked.
Wow, so they all get on all right, have a little chat.
Oh, they're fantastic.
Maybe
yeah.
read a magazine. They're friendly. I didn't realise cows were so friendly. They are lovely creatures, having sort of been around them all morning.
They are fantastic. They're easy to work with, and they're wonderful.
So if they're not waiting here to be milked, where can we find them, Graham?
Well, the cows can only come into the robots every 4 hours, so if they're less than 6 hours, the gate behind us will shed them off so the greedy pigs can go out to get some proving.
Ah, okay. And then the rest of the time, are they just hanging out in their digs?
Yeah, they live
in their front room.
They live in the communal home.
Okay. Whoops. I have to watch where you step here, as I keep finding out. All right, lovely. Hello. Here they all are. This is where they've been hiding.
So this is where the cows are kept all through the summertime. The cows all stay in the field, but from September through till May, it's too cold and wet outside, and the cows don't like being outside.
Lovely.
So
and they seem to be all lying down here. Is this their bedroom?
Yeah, this is like their bedroom. Each one of them has their own bed, their own mattress. There's a 4-inch latex mattress for them to lie on. We put the sawdust on the top, as you can see, to keep them dry and clean and a little bit of extra warm.
I love it. And what is this big brush? I'm guessing this is a grooming salon, isn't it?
All the cows like to keep themselves nice and clean. So as they put pressure under there, the brush goes on to brush them, so they can brush their hair in the morning just like you or I.
Oh, fantastic. Fantastic. Okay, and what do they eat when they're hanging out in here then?
Well, like we were saying earlier, we have to prepare the grass and cut the grass all through the summer so we can feed them, because each of the cows will eat 50 kilograms of this. This is conserved grass that we've made during the spring and summer, ready for them to feed them when we bring them inside for the winter.
Brilliant. And it's so amazing, it fascinates me, Graham, that the cows will just be eating this grass and then they produce milk. It's just a magic process that happens inside them.
It's something that scientists can't emulate it at all. Something they just eat grass, a simple natural product, and create a natural product that's good for us.
Fantastic. Talking of milk, should we have a go? I'm really excited about this.
Right. Imogen, my daughter's just brought in her little jersey for us to try.
Lovely.
So,
and this is Elsie, isn't it?
this is Elsie,
Hello,
our little
Elsie.
3-year-old Jersey cow.
Friendly Elsie.
She's
right,
quite friendly.
let's give this a go.
So here we go.
So I just kind of grab and squeeze in a
Elsie,
technical way.
Elsie.
Elsie. Come back,
No,
Elsie.
turn around now. Elsie's not playing.
We'll give it a go.
I'll
Come
give
on,
it one
Elsie.
more
Come
try.
on back.
Come on, Elsie.
Or I'll have to have my cereal without any milk. Oh. Come on then. Right. Let's give it a go. I'm not going home without trying this, Elsie. So there we go. There you go.
Oh dear, be careful.
Elsie.
Good girl.
Come on, Elsie. No, it's much better. Could you show us, Graham? Because I actually had to go earlier and
Elsie. So it's
there we go.
a nice wholesome product. Oh,
Okay,
rather
a little
grumpy
bit
cow.
there. That is going to take a lot longer. They're a lot calmer in that machine, aren't they?
They are, yeah.
Could I drink this now?
Well,
Is this ready to drink?
not really, because it needs to go through the pasteurisation process and be cooled down to 4 degrees.
Okay. Is that why when we buy milk from the supermarket, we have to keep it in the fridge because of the bacteria?
Yeah, bacteria will grow in milk if it goes above 4 degrees.
Fantastic.
So it's always better to keep it in the fridge.
Okay, I won't drink it then. It's time for another video now, and this is all about what happens to the milk once it leaves the farm and it heads to the dairy.
Milk, from the farm to you. Milk arrives at this dairy every day from local farms. It's transported in special tankers like this one, which can carry an enormous 28,000 litres of milk. When it arrives at the dairy, a sample of milk is taken from the tanker to check the quality before it is processed. Once it's been tested, the milk is pumped from the tanker into huge storage silos like this one. The milk is kept cool throughout the whole process to keep it fresh. It then travels through pipes into this machine, called a separator, where the milk is spun 4,000 times a minute. This is done to separate the milk from the cream. Once the separation is complete, a certain amount of cream is added back in, depending on what kind of milk is being made. Whole milk has almost all the cream added back in, semi-skimmed milk has some cream, and skimmed milk has no cream added back in. The milk is then homogenised. This process mixes the cream thoroughly through the milk to make sure it doesn't just sit on the top. Next, the milk is pasteurised. It is passed through metal plates that heat it to 72 degrees Celsius for 15 seconds. Pasteurisation is a process that kills any harmful bacteria that might be found in the milk, so the dairy know that it is safe to drink. After pasteurisation, the milk is cooled, as this helps to keep it as fresh as possible and stops it going sour. It is then ready to be taken to this machine, which is called a filler, where empty containers that have been labelled and date-coded are waiting to be filled with milk. This machine can fill up to 40,000 litres of milk every hour. That's the same as 6 bottles per second. The different kinds of milk are given different coloured lids, so you can quickly see what sort it is. Finally, the milk is put into the cold store, which is just like a huge fridge, until it's ready to be loaded onto a special refrigerated lorry and delivered to your local store.
Welcome back. We hope you enjoyed that. Now, so far on the farm today, we've learned all about how Graham looks after his cows, how they're milked. I gave it a go, very, very unsuccessfully. And what happens to the milk when it reaches the dairy. We've learned so much about milk, so I think we should have a few questions for you now, Graham.
It's a fantastic idea.
So let's go over, first of all, to Moorside School, just to see if Miss Goodman's class have any questions.
What do you feed your cows?
That's a really good question. So what do you feed your cows, Graham?
The cows get fed grass that's been conserved through the summer, and all through the summer and spring and summer they get the grass when it's out in the field. They cut it themselves.
Nice and easy then.
It's easier
Nothing
then.
too extravagant
No.
like we like to eat.
No.
Great question. Let's get another question from Miss Goodman's class.
Okay. Yes. What is the most popular product made from milk?
That's a great question. So what's the most popular product that's made with milk?
For me, ice cream.
Oh, your favourite?
I love ice cream.
Yeah, unfortunately we couldn't have any out here or it would melt.
It would melt.
I love ice cream too. But lots of things are made. We're going to find out what's made with milk in a second. Let's get another question. Let's go over now to Greswell School now to see if Miss Goodison's class have any questions at all.
How early does the farmer get up to milk the cows?
That's a really great question. So how early do you get up to get the milk from the cows?
Well, we'd usually start at 6 o'clock, but this morning it was 5 o'clock.
Fantastic. Well, we have to tell the children as well, is that milker, that works all throughout the evening and you don't have to watch that and you get a text message if there's anything wrong, don't you?
It sounds amazing. Yeah, it works 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. And any issues, it just gives me a text message.
That is amazing. So where you would have had to have got up really super early years and years and years ago, you're now actually just getting a text message if anything's wrong, but you know while you're having your breakfast, the cows have been milked.
Yep, the cows are happy and content.
Easy peasy, milky squeezy. Okay, let's get another question. Let's go back to Miss Goodison's class.
Do cows go to sleep? If they do, where do they sleep? Well,
That's a really great question. Where do cows sleep, Graham, or do they stay awake all night?
No, the cows, each of them have their own little bed, the cubicles we call them, and yeah, they sleep through the night or through the day sometimes.
So it just depends on when they're tired, and there's no sort of kind of day and night like us, or do they tend to sleep more?
Most of the time they sleep between 4 and 6.
Because they know there's no food coming
There's
around.
nothing coming
Probably
round,
isn't it? It's all about food. Great questions, children. Thank you so much for those. Now, in the last video we watched, Graham, we learned that there's different types of milk have different amounts of cream added into it. Why do we do that?
Well, different people's palate, the different taste with the amount of fat in the milk, there's different taste to the milk.
Fantastic. So what's your favourite way to drink the milk?
Straight from the cow.
Yeah, straight from the cow. There's nothing like an ice cold glass of milk. I love it, in the whole milk.
Yeah, it's
Whole
always got
milk.
to be whole milk for me.
Or even frothed up a bit in a cappuccino or something like that. And remember, children, milk is very, very tasty. It's also good for you too as well. The protein in milk makes it really good for your muscles and your bones, and the calcium makes it a really, really good thing for your teeth and your bones as well. But it's not just milk that's made of milk, is it, Graham? There's lots of things that are made using milk, and we have quite a few of them here in front of us. Could you tell us
We've
about
got
them?
some milkshakes, some flavoured milks, which are quite yummy.
Yeah.
We have some cheese, which you can find different recipes on the website. We have fromage fraise and cream, yoghurts. These are ingredients that are added to different products that we use for cooking. So we'll skip to those. Mums and dads may will know more of them than we do.
Okay.
Then we've got skimmed milk, semi-skimmed and whole milk. We call it whole milk, but that's only 3.5% fat. So very little fat in it, 96.5% fat-free. Then we have pure filtered milk, which is a different way of filtering it, which means it lasts for 7 days in the fridge. We have some lactose-free milk, which is for people who've got a lactose intolerance. And then we have goat's milk, which is another form of milk, as we mentioned earlier. The people with goat's milk, for people with allergies, skin conditions, etc. People who are lactose-free can also try goat's milk. Then we go on to the longer life milk, which lasts without being in the fridge.
Fantastic. So there's lots of choice there for everybody, isn't there, to make
there's
sure that they can get some
something
milk
for
in
everybody.
some shape or form. Thank you so much, Graham. You've taught us so much about milk. I've learnt a lot. I know our children probably have as well. Let's find out what you have learnt, though, children, before we go, before we say goodbye. Let's go to Corrie Primary School to find out what Miss Scott's class has learnt.
I've learned that there's lots of different types of milk.
What have you learned about milking cows?
Brilliant.
That you don't only have to do it by hand. I thought that you could only do it by hand.
Oh, okay.
Fantastic. They've learnt there's lots of type of milk, and then that you can milk a cow by hand, but that you've got this amazing machine as well.
It takes an awful lot longer to milk one by hand.
Fantastic, great. Thank you so much. How about Ainsley Primary School? What have you learnt, children?
We have learnt why all cows are female, how often cows are milked, how much water a cow drinks a day.
Brilliant. So I've learned why all the cows are female, how often they're milked and how much milk they produce each day.
Fantastic.
Lots of facts there. Let's go up to Moorside Primary School now. What have you learned today on the online field trip?
Cows have got 4 stomachs. When they eat grass, it's coming to first 2 stomachs, and then it come out. Then to next 2 stomachs is coming, and this process is beginning a lot of time.
Fantastic. So they've learned that the cow has 4 stomachs
All right.
and that they eat grass.
They eat grass, yeah. They need to keep regurgitating the grass to create the milk.
Brilliant. A great fact there. Let's go the last fact from Greswell Primary School. What have you learned?
I've learned how we milk cows with a machine.
Oh, great. Also, they've learned how you milk cows with a machine.
That's only on this farm. Not every cow's milked that way.
That must be the most valuable thing in your life, your cow milking machine.
It is at the moment,
It's
yeah.
amazing, amazing. Graham, thank you so much for having us here. One final question. What's the best thing about your job?
Every day is different, a new challenge.
Yeah, it is lovely. And when the sun's out like this, that the sun's come out for us, it's just a great place to be, isn't it?
There's no better place.
Yeah, and cows are very friendly.
They're wonderful to work with.
Especially when you name them all. Thank you so much. And thank you so much, children, for taking part. We really hope you've enjoyed learning all about milk and about how friendly cows are. If you'd like to take part in our next online field trip, you can catch us on Thursday, the 5th of February. We're going to be in Oxford learning all about eggs, so make sure you pop that in your diary, and everything you need is on the website. Also, everything you need on the website to tell you all about the school farm to fork field trips that you can book up for, just like the children that you can see on the screen right now. They really are lots and lots of fun. It's a chance to get really stuck in like I have done on the farm today. Myself and Graham, though, here in Lancashire, it's a big goodbye. And from the cows too. A
Bye.
big moo. Goodbye, Corrie Primary.
Bye.
Goodbye, Ainsley Primary. Goodbye, Moorside Primary, and all the exchange students visiting. And finally, Greswell Primary School. Thank you so much for taking part.
Bye.
Goodbye.